I would like to share with you a few poems from an issue collection book. cc&d and Down in the Dirt magazine, these are the two magazines I have. We do issue collection books, so there's 3 of them, and they are sold. And this is an expanded one because it not only has the 3 issues for the second half of the year, but it also has 2 retro issues. Retro issues are this. I started publishing this as a book in like 2014. Wherever you'd like, Angel. And I wrote on the webpage, I'm like, I've had issues that were just, saddle stitched or stapled, whatever, from the 90s or whatever. I have so many issues, you have no idea. And I said to anybody, if you had an old issue that you would like to see reprinted this way, let me know, I would be happy to do it. And 2 of them were done from May of 1996 and from May of 2008. So they are in this thing, as well as a couple of chapbooks. So there's just, and it's like almost 500 pages. It's a big frickin' volume. It's huge. But one person who bought it was sharing that they thought this was the best volume of collection stuff from cc&d ever. And I thought that was the coolest thing to hear. Only because my chapbooks are in the end and some of my poems, no, I didn't. But I thought I would share with you a couple of poems that were from a recent television show that I did. I was on television last night on public access for a half-hour show where they asked me questions and interviewed me and asked me to read poems. And there were a few poems, and I would like to share 3 shorter ones that are in here for you. This first one is called Fantastic Car Crash. And our life is one big road trip now, and we set the cruise control, we make our way down the expressway. And most of the time, we're just moving in a straight line, and the scenery blurs, there's nothing to see. But I know what's inside of you, and I know what you're made of. There's no such thing as a calm with you. You are a fantastic car crash. You stop traffic in both directions as the gapers gawk and the delay grows while everyone slows down and stares. Everything shatters with you, It's a spectacular explosion. I try to duck and cover as metal flies through the air. And every time you leave the scene of the accident, I'm left picking up the shards of glass from the broken windows. The glass breaks into such tiny little pieces. They look like ice. It takes so long to pick up the pieces. And even though I'm careful, I'm still picking up the pieces, and I'm still on my knees, and the glass cuts into my hands, and my blood drips down to the street. Think of it as my contribution to this fantastic car crash that is you, that is me, that is us. As I pull the glass from my hands and wave my hand at a line of traffic, go on, keep driving. This happens all the time. There's nothing to see here. Thank you. That was a poem for It was while I've been traveling. It's like, oh, you leave and I'm picking up the pieces because all things seem to fall apart. Whatever. The weird thing about that is, and we had just traveled around the country by car together when we were friends. And less than a week after I wrote this poem, I was hit by a couple cars while stopped in an intersection, and I was in a coma for 11 days. And my ex, this is about like fender benders thing that I wrote about. It wasn't, and while I was in a coma, my sister put up a journal for people that came to visit if they wanted to write something. And he was the first person to write something. He's like, "You just wrote a poem about this fantastic car crash. This should have been me." And it made me feel terrible. And it wasn't about, it was just the weird, so freaking weird that came up at that odd time, and that's enough of that. I'm going to now try to make it sound a little better. This one is a poem that's called Us, Actually Touching. I heard a physicist explain that when 2 solid objects are pressed together, they never actually touch. I can't imagine it, but maybe, because electrons repel, all objects remain one molecule apart. I wonder if this is why when I see you and when we embrace, I want to hold you tighter and tighter. Because I want to defy the laws of gravity and feel that contact with you as long as I possibly can. Is this why when we embrace, I want to have my face at your neck so I can inhale you deeply? I breathe you in because I want to experience you with all of my senses. I want our molecules to intermingle. I want us to actually touch. Tom gets really happy when I do sound effects like this.
I do, especially when the birds.
That's what we're going to do. I'm doing the birds. Oh, yeah. We need some birds here to make it all complete. And let's see how these birds sound. When I had birds, when I had a bamboo forest,
Whoa.
I didn't get that quiet. Hey, where are my birds?
Louder. That's it. Sing the birdies.
Happy birds. I hope that sounds nice. It's a short piece and it talks about our birds. This is what I'm sharing with you. This is called, and this was originally done in a feature from Expressions, I believe, at the High Face Center. This is called Ultimate Connectivity, a bird in the hand. So, after a night camping at Bryce National Canyon, yeah, there was snow on the ground, but my sleeping bag zipper wasn't broken. I got out of my tent in the morning, and a few little birds fluttered by. Now, one seemed to hang out a little too close, so I put some grain on the palm of my hand, stretched out my forearm, and remained perfectly still. Almost on cue, less than 2 minutes later, the bird landed on the palm of my hand and enjoyed the bounty I gave them. And I suddenly felt like I was Mother Earth, and I could stand, stretch out my arms, like a scarecrow, but this time the animals would not be afraid. And with my outstretched arms, I would give them food and shelter and love. And maybe that is when I twitched my finger, or else I was out of food. But the next thing I knew was my 3-inch little bird took a step or two along my palm and across my fingers before it flew away. Wow. Thank you. Then, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get there.